Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to day 16 of Sportsmas. I'm your host, Kyle Alexander, and today we're going to jump right into this episode. So today's topic is Jameis Winston and his future with the Buccaneers. So basically, we've seen how Jameis Winston's career has turned out so far, and that brings up the big question: is Jameis Winston done in Tampa Bay? And I'm just going to look at some details here. Jameis Winston is currently in his contract year of his rookie year. Here are his stats: 4,573 yards, 30 touchdowns. So you're probably looking at it saying that's not bad. It's like top 5. And he's also thrown 24 interceptions this year. Not great. That is honestly terrible. And this thing, it just baffles my mind, and it's like funny to me. But they said Jameis Winston can finish the lead in the league with passing touchdowns, passing yards, and interceptions. So that is that's just terrible. It's terrible. That's a terrible outcome from him. And the thing is, like, what's happening? Like, we honestly don't know what's happening. He's had 5 years in the league, 0 playoff appearances. And the Bucs have offensive weapons. They got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, who's breaking out this year. Who else? You got O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate, and Peyton Barber, who's a decent O-line, nonetheless. But, excuse me. But it's just what happened. Winston has just been terrible since he got into the league. And I just felt like he's been lazy. Like, he hasn't really his work ethic isn't that great. I feel like that may be a problem. Or also maybe it's just another thing of like an overhyped prospect. Or not even overhyped, just a prospect that he was good, but he made mistakes in college. Like he was a good player, but there were still some issues, and he hasn't been able to fix those issues. And they have Bruce Arians, who's considered the QB whisperer. Just hasn't worked out this year. So him and Marcus Mariota haven't worked out this year. And it looks like they're both going to be gone this year. Well, that brings up the question, what is Tampa going to do at QB? What's Tampa going to do with the quarterback situation? And there's some options. There are 3 options they can do. They can re-sign or franchise tag him. Most likely, they're not going to re-sign him. I've been hearing reports they said not going to re-sign him to a long-term deal, so they're probably going to franchise tag him. Only thing is, if they franchise tag him, the estimated franchise tag is going to be around 24 to 27 million. I don't know if I want to pay. I know it's 1 year, but I don't know if I want to pay that much for a quarterback that year. The quarterback like Jameis Winston that much for 1 year, especially if I draft a QB and he ends up taking his spot. But currently the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have $82.5 million in cap space, and if they franchise tag him, they'll have $55.8 million remaining. So that's a huge question. That's a huge question mark. It's like, do I re-sign him and take the cap loss, or do I just move on to the next QB and try to rebuild around him? So that's one option. Another option, I'll say too, because there's free agency, but there's not really too many good QBs. You got Phillip Rivers, who looks like he's declining this year. Tom Brady and Drew Brees. I believe Drew Brees might retire this year, and Tom Brady, I don't know. They said Brady might be looking at another team, but I don't know. I highly doubt it. And yeah, the QB market is just not that big. Like, the best option would probably be most likely be Teddy Bridgewater. But I feel like he's going to most likely be signed with the Saints. But, yeah, the other option that they have is the draft. Now, currently, they are not in the top 10. So, there goes Burrow. Well, they didn't have the first pick, so they weren't getting Burrow anyway. But some options, maybe Tua. Maybe his stock falls because of the injury. And then maybe the injury is not as serious. Like, Tua is still able to play and still be a good QB, maybe. That's an option. Also, you got Jalen Hurts in the second round. He's looked like he's been good this year and looked like he has a lot of promise. I feel the step up that Jalen Hurts has made from going from Alabama to Oklahoma this year Jalen Hurts is honestly taking that next step and proving that he could be an NFL quarterback. And there's also Jake Fromm in the draft from Georgia. I feel Jake Fromm's a good quarterback. He's a good player. He just has some. I feel like he has some touching up to do, but especially if they got Bruce Arians, who's known as the QB whisperer, like I mentioned earlier. Jake Fromm can take that next step to become an NFL caliber QB. But honestly, in hindsight, looking at this, I feel they still might roll with Winston. They might just give him the franchise tag. And they're probably thinking if we have Bruce Arians, he can help turn his career around because he's done that on many occasions. But I don't know. I feel like Jameis Winston's a lost cause. And if I'm Tampa Bay, I'm going to move on and try to take Jalen Hurts in the draft. All right, that is it for this episode. Let me know in the comment section below if you would franchise tag Jameis Winston or move on. And let me know what you would do if you're the Buccaneers front office and you're looking for a QB. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications, and I will talk to you guys next time.